Thank you very much. I want to welcome all the media personnel here. Welcome to the NCP Secretariat. I wish to state that my briefing today will be very brief and straight to the point. I wish to address the media after a deep reflection and prayer and consultation with supporters and well-wishers, more importantly, the ordinary voters. We have clocked at a difficult decision, and I wish to address NCP supporters and all our members across the country that have analyzed the political mood and the manifestos of all political competitors. Some are good and promising, others are not and do not give hope. Let me briefly say what I have seen in the opposition. What I've seen in the opposition, and the call has always been, let us unite. ECL left an agenda where all political parties under the Tonse Alliance then were supposed to unite under NCP and push the agenda for all the Zambians. However, today, we have witnessed unprecedented level of mistrust, selfish ambitions, and divisions. The high number of political aspirants, all from one source, tells the story, which is quite disturbing. We have also assessed the UPND. They came into office under the banner of a lot of promises. Some they've fulfilled, others are work in progress, yet others are unfulfilled. Therefore, some things that resonate with NCP, which the government is doing, which includes proportional representation. As you may be aware, we made a presentation at Parliament where we believed so much in complete proportional representation. However, we have a partial proportional representation. Decentralization and another value we believe in as an empowerment that is able to get down to the people. Although they've not 100% met the expectation of the Zambian people on the balance of things, we think ichintu mwene. We can give them a benefit of doubt and entrust them with another mandate. But this should not make the UPND complacent and neglect the promises that they promised to address the Zambian people, especially reducing the high cost of living. Under these difficult circumstances, the choice available, we have resolved to endorse the candidature of His Excellency Hakainde Hichilema in this year's election, because I believe that what builds the country is policy consistency and not change of government. For now, I want to state that as New Congress Party, and I as Peter Chanda, I want to state that I've come to terms with the reality of the fact that if you can't beat them, join them. Thank you very much. We pray for a peaceful election, and we believe that we have a great country to save, and we have a duty to save our people. Let's be honest as we engage in political discourse. Let them be issue-based. I thank you.
And that's over there is the NCP president, or the new Congress Party president, Mr. Peter Chande, who was just elaborating on the fact that he is now endorsing the president. As you heard, he said, why beat them when you can actually join them? And of course, we're going to be talking about how many candidates have been withdrawing from the race for their various positions, as well as how other major stakeholders are also joining other entities. Otherwise, it is the Wednesday edition of the Royal Breakfast Show. My name's Ndashi Mataka. It's so lovely that you're woken up this early to join me so that we can have a nice discussion with each other. And we can only do so if you do leave us a comment on our Facebook page as CrownTVZambia, where you can leave us a contribution as well as let us know where you are watching us from. You can also go to our YouTube channel where you can find all the past shows in case you've been wondering. Maybe there's Hip Hop Yamugetsu that you want to watch, or perhaps you want to watch Zamutengo as well if you're somebody who loves farming. But of course, you can always come and interact on the show by simply dialing the number, which is 0979-958-392. We've got so much to look forward to this morning, so much to discuss. So you can also leave a text message so that we can display it for you later on. But before we get to everything that is happening on the show, we're going to take a short break. When we do return, we get to find out what is making the headlines in the news this morning. Welcome back, and now getting to find out what is making the headlines in the Daybreak News this morning. Miracle Impact Ministries overseer Bishop John Nundwe, popularly known as John General, has testified before the Lusaka Magistrates Court that if he had intended to sleep with a woman, he would have carefully planned it and chosen a different location rather than her own house. The bishop admitted to court having sent a message through one of his secretaries after the woman who alleges that he raped her sent him a message stating that she needed a child. However, John General has clarified that the message did not carry any sexual meaning. He explains that what he had texted, he was referring to as a way of arranging for prayers.
Miracle Impact Ministries overseer Bishop John Nundwe, popularly known as John General, has for the second time taken the stand to give his side of the story in a matter in which he is accused of raping a woman. Testifying before Magistrate Ami Masoja, the bishop stated that if he had indeed intended to sleep with a woman, he would have carefully planned it and chosen a different location rather than her own house. He further tells the court that he would have not gone to see the woman in the company of his fellow pastor, Apostle David, if he had any ill intentions. John General says he has served as a pastor in Zambia for nearly 20 years and that the allegations against him have come as a shock. The bishop, however, admitted that a message reading Bola Tupange was sent through one of his secretaries after the victim informed him that she wanted a child. He has clarified that the message did not carry any sexual meaning at all, and that by Bola Tupange, he was referring to Bola Tupange program as a way of arranging for prayers and nothing else. According to John General, he was later contacted by a fellow clergyman identified as Pastor Kunda, who suggested that he meet with the complainant and her family to discuss the matter. It says he was initially reluctant because he was unhappy with the accusations made against him. However, he tells court that when the meeting eventually took place, the victim's husband allegedly demanded 1 million kwacha and threatened to continue tarnishing his name if the money was not paid. He says the amount was later reduced to 800,000 kwacha, but he refused to pay, arguing that he had committed no offense and saw no reason to hand over such a large sum of money. Explaining why the victim's phone number was saved as Garden, John General says his secretaries often answer calls and save contacts according to the area where a person lives because of his busy schedule. He confirms that he has 3 secretaries, namely Lucy, Kutemba, and Emily. The bishop also testified that people who appreciate prayers offered through his ministry sometimes make voluntary contributions depending on their financial capacity, with some donations reaching as much as 100 United States dollars. When shown messages allegedly exchanged between him and the victim in October 2022, John General says he could not recall most of them because he regularly receives between 200 and 500 messages. During cross-examination, the bishop stated that his role in the church is to help uplift people in different aspects of their lives, including those seeking success in their careers and politicians seeking to win elections. The matter has been adjourned to June 29, 2026 for continued cross-examination while his police bond remains extended. Kundej Sachingalesu Ngandu, reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka.
In other stories this morning, the Zambia Police Service Victim Support Unit has taken into custody a 20-year-old woman who alleges that she was repeatedly sexually abused by her 61-year-old biological father. The victim, whose identity has been withheld for her protection, claims that the abuse occurred on multiple occasions. When she confided in her mother, she was reportedly castigated and accused of attempting to destroy her parents' marriage instead of being offered support. Details in this report.
What was supposed to be her safest place in the world turned into a place of pain, fear, and anguish for a 20-year-old woman who was accused her 61-year-old biological father of repeatedly sexually abusing her. For years, the young woman allegedly endured a nightmare behind closed doors, suffering abuse at the hands of the very person who was supposed to protect and care for her. According to the victim, the alleged abuse occurred on several occasions, leaving her traumatized and struggling to find a voice in an environment where she felt isolated and unsupported. The young woman, whose identity has been withheld to protect her privacy, claims that when she finally gathered the courage to disclose the alleged abuse to her mother, she was not met with sympathy or protection. Instead, she alleges that her mother dismissed her claims and accused her of attempting to destroy her parents' marriage.
In other
Meanwhile, the victim is calling on well wishers to help her with capital to start a business or get back to school.
Naamba kusakira ntchito zisoba kuti maybe ngapezeko njamba ndizitandizeko ntchito zisoba osiza pa mungatitandizeko bwanji.
Meanwhile, the Zambia Police Service Victim Support Unit has since taken up the victim into protective care as investigations into the allegations continue. For years, the young lady says her cries went unheard, and today those cries have become a call for justice and a painful reminder that sometimes the deepest wounds are inflicted by the people meant to love and protect us the most. For Crown TV News, Tawanda Munyuki.
In other stories this morning, governance and development experts John Lijimu is calling on the police to drop the charges against former Mazabuka Member of Parliament Gary Nkombo. Mr. Nkombo was summoned by the police on Monday, arrested and charged with assault following the violence that characterized the filing in of nominations in Mazabuka Central constituency. Speaking in an interview with Crown Television News, Mr. Lijimu says the events that occurred on nomination day were witnessed by members of the public and that Mr. Nkombo appeared to be the victim rather than the aggressor. Mr. Lijimu states that allowing the charges to proceed could raise concerns about fairness and negatively affect public confidence in the country's electoral and government processes.
On the 20th of May 2026, former Mazaboka Central Member of Parliament, Gary Nkombo, was seemingly attacked by alleged UPND cadres during the filing in of nomination papers for the Mazaboka Central Parliamentary seat at Mazaboka Civic Center. However, in what many are describing as surprising, police have charged Mr. Nkombo with 2 counts of assault occasioning actual bodily harm following complaints from 2 men who alleged that they were assaulted during the incident. Mr. Nkombo has since been released on police bond as investigations continue.
An arrest has been effected with 2 counts of assault, which count we have denied, and we are going to go to court to defend ourselves, and we are very hopeful that justice will prevail. For now, as you know, we all know that I'm not a media freak. I don't like talking to the media unnecessarily. But just to confirm that an arrest has been effected, I have been represented by Mr. Beauty Shonga, State Counsel, and 3 other lawyers.
But governance and development expert John Lijimu says the charges should be dropped, arguing that publicly available footage of the incident suggests that Mr. Nkombo was the victim and not the aggressor.
Let the police drop the charges against Gary Nkombo. Let the president, Hakainde Hichilema, prevail over some of these processes because of the following. 1, I would like colleagues and citizens to be reminded that the world is seeing. The world has seen. Every one of us saw what exactly happened. And so the charge that is being given to Gary Nkombo that there was assault, we are having trouble to see exactly who really was assaulted.
Mr. Lijimu has further urged political parties to conduct peaceful campaigns and called on the police to act professionally and impartially in handling election-related cases ahead of the August 13th general elections.
The governance point of view, again, these are issues that will erode. If we are not careful, these have potential to erode the whole system and process, electoral process, and the credibility of this election. Allow Gary Nkombo to participate in this election. If there is a report, the police must do due diligence. There's empirical evidence that is actually very visible and clear and open and in public domain.
Reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka, Chanda Mwangu.
The United Party for National Development, UPND, has dismissed allegations that individuals who allegedly attacked the former Mazaboka Central Member of Parliament, Gary Nkombo, were acting on instructions from the State House or President Hakainde Hichilema. Speaking after a live interview on Choma Mano Radio, UPND spokesperson and Choma Central parliamentary candidate Cornelius Mwetwa said the UPND administration has consistently maintained a zero-tolerance stance on political violence and intimidation, including acts directed at independent candidates. Mr. Mwetwa said individuals who engage in criminal violent conduct do so in their personal capacity and should not be linked to the president or the ruling party without evidence.
Baita bagali utumina mugati ganganda yamira oba Gary Nkombo weoba pa imirandu yagurwana mu buleya ngomula wajisi mbubede ikuti mwarwana mu buleya pere imulimo iwaba sirigani ngwa kuti kuhumbwanywe bo kutirina mwayinka mwagwambira abantu kuti twali burwana ndaba imulimo wa polisi ngwa gwita yuli ya muntu ikuyo mu buya kuti mwagali burwana hena jiributi ngataja ambi kutu ya muntu lino wajaninwa gambo uyagujerebya tenyimbo jamba abobo ndipabyo igusaraya igutimbulinka mu irera imagani agugwerana imagani agurwana igujati yatwambo itwa busorori ibwajisi na ibulero bwajisi kamwe mma politics mbeahi igutimbabe de oburega utitunzanyu na maboto busorori bwajisi kuyandika kuti ibantu bonse gabaliba aguliyenderera ikujita akwamba boba yanda igwenderanya anguzu ipedwe igulimbabo mugati igamulawo imupati iwajisi constitution.
In other stories this morning, human rights activist Brebna Changala has been directed by a High Court judge acting as Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chibwili to find other lawyers to represent him after requesting more time to secure legal counsel for his defense. The court noted that adjournments are granted at its discretion and directed Changala to engage new lawyers by Friday and begin his defense. Changala is facing charges of making seditious remarks concerning the disappearance of former Petauke Central Member of Parliament, Emmanuel J.J. Banda. Details in this following report.
High Court Judge sitting as Lusaka Chief Resident Magistrate Davis Chibwili has asked human rights activist Brebna Changala to engage other lawyers to assist with his defense after he requested more time to secure legal representation so that the matter can proceed. Earlier, Changala informed the court that his lawyers were appearing before Judge Mlinga for a trial scheduled for 2nd and 3rd of June, as he had indicated previously. However, Magistrate Chibwili stated that Changala's lawyers should have filed an affidavit and an exhibit of notice of their appearance before the said judge if they were genuinely interested in making progress in the matter. Magistrate Chibwili further noted that the granting of adjournments is at the discretion of the court. He adds that he had taken note of Changala's submission and directed that he secure other lawyers by Friday and commence his defense in the interest of justice. The court noted that Mr. Changala has had sufficient time to prepare for his defense because he was found with a case to answer on 10th September 2024. In this matter, Changala is accused of making seditious remarks regarding the disappearance of former Petauke Central Member of Parliament, Emmanuel J.J. Banda. Kundej. Sachingalesu Ngandu, reporting for Crown TV News in Lusaka.
Now moving on to some sporting news, where the newly named FAS General Secretary Charles Chakatazia has promised to raise standards of professionalism, build stronger team spirit and tighten governance at Football House. Chakatazia delivered the message during his first meeting with staff at the Lusaka offices. He thanked the FAS Executive Committee for placing their trust in him and said he intends to collaborate closely with both the Secretariat and football stakeholders to move the sport forward. Chakatazia singled out Deputy General Secretary Iva Lengwe for commendation, noting her steady hand during the transition kept operations running smoothly and without a disruption. He stressed that success at FAS depends on every member of staff and that each role contributes to where the organization is headed to.
We want to create an environment where people feel respected, motivated, empowered to perform at their best. So please, when you have a problem, whether home, here, that will affect your weight. We better bring it to life. We'll tell you that we'll manage or we won't manage. We'll tell you, we'll be open and we won't hide. Yeah, I think HOA, most of the problems are HOA. But we'll try our best to make sure that everyone is okay. As we move forward, there will be challenges. There will be also many opportunities. If we work together, support one another, and remain committed to excellence, I look forward to getting to know each of you better. Sure, we know each other most of that, but we need to know each other better.
On that sportsy news, this does bring us to the end of the Daybreak News. However, we do have other bulletins in case you want to be kept abreast with everything that is happening. You can tune in to our midday news, which is at 12 o'clock, as well as our grand news, which is every day at 18:30. Otherwise, we're going to take a short break. When we do return, we continue to find out what's happening on the breakfast show, as well as what is making the trends in the money markets.
On a busy day in Lusaka, right in the middle of a vlogging, Mr. Simon Mwela's phone battery died. Well, he knew what to do next. He called Zambia's top cell phone and accessories dealer. In a flash, problem solved. Across town, Dr. Sia Twambo was getting ready for a presentation when he realized that his PA forgot something. A quick call to Mobile City and his projector screen was delivered in no time. Meanwhile, Vana Fiasasa was about to leave for the village when she remembered she needed a phone upgrade. One call to Mobile City and a new phone arrived just in time. Vana Fiasasa snapping a selfie before hitting the road? But wait, I thought the other guys were in a hurry. For free, fast and reliable delivery, trust Mobile City. Beware of scammers. Mobile City Delivery. You order, we deliver.
The Zambia Travel Expo ZATEX is back. Stronger, more connected, more impactful. Welcome to ZATEX 2026 from June 4th to the 6th, where opportunity meets authenticity. Driven by the spirit of Zambia moves you. This premier event once again brings together global tourism buyers, investors, and tourism leaders to one of Africa's most compelling destinations. On June 4th, make meaningful interactions with tourism buyers at the Buyers Day, curated business-to-business engagements. On June 5th, join us at the ZATEX official opening to be officiated by President Hakainde Hichilema. On June 6th, Consumer Day, a vibrant showcase of culture, travel experiences, and live entertainment. ZATEX 2026 is back, showcasing the very best of Zambia. Register at www.zatex.org. ZATEX 2026, building authentic and sustainable tourism through partnerships.
The ultimate business stage is back. From the 1st to the 7th of July, the trade fairgrounds in Ndola will be buzzing with endless opportunities. But how does your business stand out in the crowd? You get on the big screen with Crown TV. We will be live in Ndola, ready to take your brand straight into the homes of millions. From primetime commercials to exclusive event coverage, we create advertising that drives real results. Don't miss out. Visit the Crown TV stand in Ndola between July 1st and July 7th or contact our sales team today to secure your special trade fair advertising package. Crown TV. Feel the honor.
Are you passionate about making a positive impact on communities? Do you dream of a career that combines psychology, social justice, and community empowerment?
Enroll in our June 2026 intake for the Diploma in Child and Adolescent Mental Health, community-based work with children and youth.
Dive into a transformative journey of learning and advocacy.
Immerse yourself in courses that explore human development, social policy, and diverse perspectives. Gain hands-on experience through community projects and internships.
REPSI is a TVETA-accredited institution and offers all programs through online situated distance learning. You'll be empowered with the skills to create real lasting impact in communities.
Join us in shaping a brighter, more inclusive future for children and young people. Enroll with us for a program that equips you with the skills to create real, lasting impact.
To start your application, email us admissions.zambia@repsi.org or www.repsi.org or our Facebook page @RepsiZambia or call 0770-707-924. Together, let's make a difference through love, care, and protection for children.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Royal Breakfast Show on a Wednesday. We do thank you for staying with us, but I did mention the fact that before the break, I did mention that we can look at some of the trends that are making the exchange rates or the money markets this morning. Remember, they are indicative and they do vary from bank to bank, and these ones are as of 6 o'clock. So the next time you visit the bureau and you're wondering why the figures have changed, that's because we already told you that it's likely to change and they do vary from bank to bank. This morning, the Great British Pound is on a standpoint, 24 kwacha on the dot, buying at 24 kwacha and selling at 24 kwacha 41 ngwe. The rand is buying at 1 kwacha 10 ngwe and selling at 1 kwacha 12 ngwe. The United States dollar is now buying at 17 kwacha 81 ngwe. So good to see that it's actually gone below the 18 kwacha mark, but it's selling at 18 kwacha 11 ngwe. The euro is buying at 20 kwacha 75 ngwe and selling at 21 kwacha 10 ngwe. So if you're looking to buy things online and you're somebody who loves to trade within your area and you know people really need to get things from various regions such as America or even China, at least now you have that comfort or that safety net to say that it's gone below the 18 kwacha band as was projected. It was supposed to happen in March, but we are in June, but we are grateful that it continues to go down. But again, we do have about 71 days before we actually head to the polls on the 13th of August 2026. Of course, people might be hinting towards that, but in the meantime, you can actually enjoy these rates the way they are. Otherwise, they are indicative. They do vary from bank to bank, and these particular ones are as of 6 o'clock. Before we get into the newspapers, it's always good to know where you're coming from and also to know where you're going from. And because of that, let's take a look at what might have happened way back in the newspapers in case you might have forgotten about that. So let's take a look at some of the newspapers before we take you back in time. Let's see what happened in the News Diggers this morning. Remember, you can always come through on the number, which is 0979 958 392. So you let us know which one of these headlines do stand out to you the most. And this one's quite interesting, and it's leading with the main headline, which says it's HH versus Mundubile. And this is according to Peter Chanda after he actually endorsed HH. As you might have seen in that clip, very interesting stuff. And then there's another headline which reads, Kwacha hits 17 kwacha to $1, as you might have just seen now. And you might also be surprised as well as a bit jubilated, because you know how it has been throughout the whole year. People have been wondering why it's been taking quite some time. And then in pink, there's another headline which reads, we don't just dream, arrest people. We acted on reports against Gary. And that's according to the police. I'm sure there's some text messages that have been coming through that have been speaking to the same issue. And then in green, there's another headline which reads, it's too early to discuss Mpezeni's successor. And that's according to the Ngoni chiefs. So you can find more of that story on page 2 of the News Diggers newspaper this morning. Otherwise, it is 0979 958 392. You can let me know which one of the headlines have stood up to you the most. Otherwise, let's move on to another newspaper that is making headlines this morning. You can also go to our Facebook page where you can also leave us a contribution over there. Now, in the Zambia Daily Mail, it leads with the main headline, which says, your wisdom critical. HH tells ex-service chiefs their experience essential to Zambia's continued peace as well as security. And then right next to that one in black, it says, new Congress Party leader endorses HH. You might have seen that clip at the beginning, but we will bring it back so that at least you can be accustomed to it. And then there's another headline underneath the picture. It says, opposition have no clear alternative policies. And that's according to Hamasaka. So you can find more of that story on page 3. And then in red, there's another headline which reads, REA hands over 85 grid extension projects. So you can read more of that story on page 3. And then at the bottom, Chilawombwe gets 4.4 million kwacha projects. Next to that, another headline which reads, 700,000 kwacha for Kanyama Road facelift. Now, when you think of a facelift, you think that it's somebody's face that is being tightened. And then next to that, there's another headline which reads, 500 MCK mining workers resume duties. So you can find the rest of that story on page 3. And because we are halfway through the week and it's almost time for the weekend, here's an inspirational note to sort of push you through all the way through. It says, when you say yes to others, make sure you're not saying no to yourself. And that's according to Paulo Coelho, who is actually giving that inspirational note. Otherwise, those are the headlines making the front page of the Zambia Daily Mail newspaper this morning. Still looking at other newspapers that have got interesting headlines. This time round, it is the Mass newspaper, which leads with the headline which says, "This is government of terror. HH abetting political violence in bid to retain power." That's according to Dr. Fred Membe of the Socialist Party. And then right next to that in blue on top, it says Nkombo charges abuse of state power. And that's according to Changala. And then underneath in green, it says ZCCMIH injects $54.2 million into 600 megawatts power plant. So you can actually find more of that story on page 3 of the Mass newspaper. Underneath that in red, it says, "Remove us, lose power, street vendors warn UPND." So you can actually find more of that story on page 3 of the Mass newspaper. And then Nya Pachuma calls for protection of abuse survivors. So you can find more of that story on page 3 of the Mass newspaper this morning. Remember, you can pick and choose as to which headline stands out to you the most by dialing 0979 958 392. In the Daily Nation newspaper, very interesting headlines once more, and the main one at the bottom is the one that has been the talk of the town, and this has got to do with Mr. Xavier, who has been slapped with 11 charges, but applies for bail in the High Court to enable him to campaign as he faces 7 counts under the State Security Act, 3 on seditious practices and 1 on prohibition of publication and disclosure of security and intelligence information, with Brebna Changala appealing to the state to present the former spy chief to court. So you can find more of that story on page 3. And then on top, there's another headline which reads, "Democracy has decayed," and that's according to Gary Nkombo. And it goes on to say, "Observes his brutal attack at the hands of the UPND thugs has yet again tested law enforcement in ways Zambians did not anticipate when they removed the Patriotic Front from power. As he says, the country's justice system will face that same test." So you can find more of that story on page 3 of the Daily Nation newspaper. There's another headline which reads, "Opposition blank, visionless, says State House." So you can find more of that story on page 3. And then in green at the bottom, it says, "Zambia's rebirth coming." And that's according to Brian Mutale, who says a new leadership for the country is on the horizon, sees a fresh start for Zambia, where justice, the rule of law will be respected, one where tribalism, regionalism, and discrimination on the basis of political affiliation shall not form part of the governance system. So you can find more of that story on page 3 of the Daily Nation newspaper. Those are all the headlines making the front page of this newspaper this morning. And moving on to the Times of Zambia, other headlines making this newspaper on the front. It says, "What's your plan?" A very straightforward question. And it goes on to say, "State House challenges opposition to give alternative policies." And then right on top of member eligibility judgment set for June 17th. So you can find more of that story on page 3. Next to that, government unveils $3.5 million EIF. The full story is on page 7. At the back, you can actually find a sports story with the headline, "Kenya wary of Copper Queens." And of course, this is for the preparations for the Four Nations tournament, which is kicking off this weekend. That's on the 6th of June. And then right next to the main headline in green, it says, "HH salutes ex-defense security chiefs." Underneath that one, Kawama sheds light on $1.5 billion proposed grant. On the other side in red, UPND poised for major victory. And then in brown, stakeholders hail peaceful campaigns ahead of August poll. There's another one where it says, "Imbewa notified as Mpizeni's burial set." So you can find more of that story on page 2. Otherwise, those are the headlines making the Times of Zambia newspaper this morning. The Daily Revelation newspaper leads with Charity denounces critics in CK WhatsApp group. And then another headline leads with Nkombo's arrest, a legal circus. And that's according to Kampyongo. So those are the headlines making the Daily Revelation newspaper this morning. Remember, it is 0979 958 392. You can let me know which one of these headlines has stood out to you the most. However, you might have noticed that in the Daily Nation newspaper, there was a very interesting headline, which we actually started off the show with, and that was pertaining to a clip where the NCP president, the new Congress Party president in Peter Chanda, had announced the fact that he is going to be endorsing HH. But there's a lot more behind that story. But before we do continue, let's just take a look at that clip once more before we actually get to understand the reason behind all of this.
Thank you very much. I want to welcome all the media personnel here. Welcome to the NCP Secretariat. I wish to state that my briefing today will be very brief and straight to the point. I wish to address the media after a deep reflection and prayer and consultation with supporters and well-wishers, more importantly, the ordinary voters. We have clocked at a difficult decision, and I wish to address NCP supporters and all our members across the country that have analyzed the political mood and the manifestos of all political competitors. Some are good and promising, others are not and do not give hope. Let me briefly say what I have seen in the opposition. What I've seen in the opposition, and the call has always been, let us unite. ECL left an agenda where all political parties under the Tonse Alliance then were supposed to unite under NCP and push the agenda for all the Zambians. However, today, we have witnessed unprecedented level of mistrust, selfish ambitions, and divisions. The high number of political aspirants, all from one source, tells the story, which is quite disturbing. We have also assessed the UPND. They came into office under the banner of a lot of promises. Some they've fulfilled, others are work in progress, yet others are unfulfilled. Therefore, some things that resonate with NCP, which the government is doing, which includes proportional representation. As you may be aware, we made a presentation at Parliament where we believed so much in complete proportional representation. However, we have a partial proportional representation. Decentralization and another value we believe in as an empowerment that is able to get down to the people. Although they've not 100% met the expectation of the Zambian people on the balance of things, we think Chintu Mwene. We can give them a benefit of doubt and entrust them with another mandate. But this should not make the UPND complacent and neglect the promises that they promised to address the Zambian people, especially reducing the high cost of living. Under these difficult circumstances, the choice available, we have resolved to endorse the candidature of His Excellency Kasonde Mwenda in this year's election, because I believe that what builds the country is policy consistency and not change of government. For now, I want to state that as New Congress Party, and I as Peter Chanda, I want to state that I've come to terms with the reality of the fact that if you can't beat them, join them. Thank you very much. We pray for a peaceful election, and we believe that we have a great country to save, and we have a duty to save our people. Let's be honest as we engage in political discourse. Let them be issue-based. I thank you.
So Pastor Peter Chanda was addressing the journalist at the party secretariat, which is in Lusaka, and he stated that NCP values policy consistency for national development and believes that President Hichilema has good intentions for Zambia. But what's very interesting is the fact that the endorsements, it marks a significant political shift, as the NCP and Pastor Peter Chanda were previously heavily allied with the Opposition Patriotic Front as well as the Tonse Alliance. So it's quite interesting that now he's coming out to say that he's endorsing President Hakainde Hichilema. But he also noted that while the UPND government has not fulfilled 100% of the campaign promises, there's also been a balance of achievements, specifically in decentralization, women and youth representation, and also the empowerment programs, which justifies their support. But what's your thoughts on all of this that is happening, and also the timing of the endorsement? You can always call in on 0979 958 392. There are a couple of messages that have already been flooding our inbox. But first, I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Of course, we're going to be looking at other issues such as withdrawal of candidates from their various positions, because it's also quite interesting with only 71 days remaining until we actually head to the polls, how majority of people actually pulling out, and we're wondering, why is this happening now? And why are some interesting endorsements also happening at this juncture? We do have our very first caller. Hello, good morning. Please reduce the volume on your TV. We do have our very first caller. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Please reduce the volume on your TV.
I'm reducing the volume.
Okay, so what is your name and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Lusaka. My name is Amon.
Ah, Mr. Amon. Please go ahead.
Mwakabwanji.
We know Mwakabwanji.
Mulimweka chabelelo.
Yes, I'm alone.
Balikoti lena ngwena mako kwa bonse balikoti.
It's winter. People are sick.
Ine kamba ya Bapita Chanda. Bapita Chanda pamene banayamba benze naye ya party amene benze nayo Edgar Lungu anakamba tibazaenda nawo bonse. Ngamunaona bebe binachitika kwenda kwa madezi. Bapita Chanda banaba inabona likinga Bapita Chanda banaba pasa drama. Bapita Chanda baonongeja opposition ija Bapita Chanda. After Bapita Chanda pitamo banabwela kambati bapasa Makebi Zulu party. Makebi Zulu party anaikala ija nabaona kabiri komene benze kwenda. So manje babwele kutonse bakanga. Palasti nikwenda kuli bamwe bana basokoneza ndiye mwamdaswa mwabaona nango no speech yao ngamwa emphasis maningi. Baona basoba koenda kai muzi ba chintu chati wachiona chenze mumanja mwako. Wabula wachiruvanya weka. Chakuti babwele kwa kwanga. That's why plus nikwenda chabe kuli bamene bana basokoneza ndiko mebaenda. Kulibe bamwe vichika vili vonsa impact Bapita Chanda balibi. Uyu alichabeka. Awone bantu mapati wakuti alichabeka afuna chabe kudya. That's why ngamunaona banabwe bamunyamukira bamupati mwake. Banabwe bamunyamukira sumufuna ndimo mevinankalira. So that's why muona ili divided party. Benango banaenda huko, benango baenda awobeka baenda ku UPND. So ndipo mimi ngakambeko chabevo. Zikomo.
All right, it's 0979 958 392. We do have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, sorry.
I'm good, thank you. What's your name, sir?
Yeah, my name is Jero Fanari.
Okay, you can go ahead with your contribution.
Yes, thanks very much. No, looking about the situation of our country, Zambia. Okay, each and everyone has a democracy. Yeah, I'm saying that each and everyone he has got his own ambition to do what he want to do or what he want to do. I'm talking about the Peter Chanda. Yeah, Peter Chanda. I think he has done. He has seen of what the UPND is doing. So it has got his right. It's not about personalities, about maybe Kudia or Wista Bwanji. Hiyo ni vision yabo amene baona kuti ndeveleveze. Baona kuti UPND, it has done a lot for the country. Yes, they can't do 100%. That's why we are saying that no, tipitirize yamene ibwera another 5 years, so that at least we can judge the UPND accordingly if it has failed. But we have seen pakati pa 5 years pamene wachita, because the PF what have left us, it is mapanga matipasako vakuti, instead of tear gas, instead of good things they give us tear gas, instead of good things they give us pangas, instead of to bring democracy, it's busy warning the country into pieces. Others that side, the others that side. So this time around, what we are talking about is democracy. If they are saying that there's no democracy, there's no freedom of expression. Today, what we are talking about is why are they calling pa TV, pa phone? Today, everyone is very free, even to go to Lusaka. When ukapala tania seno, kuliba mea zaku menya, kuliba mea zaku sabwanji. Chili chose cha redi ungavari. Long time ago, we used to be beaten. Even kudia che sweet ya redi, sweet ya redi. Only popo ya redi. You are beaten. So we don't want to, oropa nyumba mkudia mushi. Oropa nyumba mkudia mushi.
As you wrap up, sir.
My friend, which means there's nothing there. So please, otherwise, let us give them another chance for 5 years. Otherwise, good morning and work well. And we don't want division when we are campaigning. Just to go and hammer the point what you are going to do for the Zambian people. Not, hey, ujanashita so, hey, ujanashita so. No, we don't want that. Have a good morning, sister. Work well.
Thank you so much. Mr. Alec Mwauka.
Hello, Mwauka.
Mwauka. Mr. Alec. Yes, sir.
Problem ya ma candidate. Achita defect, achita veka. Achita na group no Western province, ku Southern province, Central province, Tani, achita veka ku Lusaka. Osatenga bantu bamene bali ma process. So amene yo ndiye challenge amene yabwera kuti ku UPND vantu vaenda vajoina. Koma sivatenga vantu ndaniona ma-MP vambiri vanaenda kujoina koma sivanatenge vantu vanaloenda veka. So ija inkhala ilibe impact, inkhala na impact vafaniko kuphunzira vantu ma-political party kuti poenda afaniko uza wose ma-provinces noendera pamodzi noona kuti ku-state province lero vaunjika vantu ma-president vachita defect kose ma-provinces yali 10. Lomba, are you sure? Zawa UPND azambwebwerera kuti no vatijoina, kasi vajoina veka vantu vakana. Vajoina veka vantu vakana. Tembo yanga chabe hii. Lomba apa palibe PF. Lomba apa palibe PF. PF sina imirire. You know, 5 PF inachita vituko vambiri ya. Uno Western province, vituko vane inachita PF ni vambiri. Vuone kana meso, vinangu so, vuone kana meso. So stikamba chabe. Tia nomba uti my election ni kukamba inaweza kushitani vaso. Ruling party zakamba utashitabo vaso unankala vaso. Uni vantu weka kujajina. Ngati sipari bwino vazachosa. Ngati sipari bwino vazakutiriza. Zikomo kwambiri.
Zikomo. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Alex because I'm calling from Mfumbu.
Your name again?
Alex Close.
Oh, Mr. Alex, please go through. I mean, you can go ahead.
Okay. Nikamba na chava Peter Chanda. I mean, wachita endorse ati vaiti. Awandiwa wamene vantu tukamba hapo ma leaders ya bonza. Hiyo vakawata na vakuita ndarama za government. Ampasa ndarama chitani so baona ati government yeserviza abantu bavutika. So ifwe tukalina ba Brian Mutale tubakonka until now kumarasi kwa mene bazaru zero kuwina. Bakine pempo yanga kuri mulungati Brian Mutale banga wina election. Ziko.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Okay. Hello, good morning.
Yes, Ndasha, good morning.
Good morning. What is your name, sir?
Uncle Patrick.
Uncle Patrick, please go
Yes.
through.
Thank you very much. Calling you from Copper Belt in Mpongwe district.
Lovely stuff.
Wow, I'm allowed to clear there.
Very loud, sir.
Wow. No. And then Zakamba Pari in Kanyava Itakanda, NCP president. Between those president they attend HM. No, there is a democracy in Zambia. My sister. Anyone you can choose or in the foil and the party won't wait at the end to say if you can't beat them, join them. There is nothing wrong there. And now yes, we can say Nangutabeke Tepari 100% via President HH. Now they shako Kadarism, my sister. These radios move for Trandira Poyama station. They are ever free to Kuwomba. For now, we are free. Want to tell and let it on Tamako Fat Pamuliango Paisava Mava Quetama Panga, Yomuquendo Munam that Kumanaka Quetama Panga, if it today for Quevati. In the Paritumoto shade to Motumo Footy, right? It's never where they say a bomb, but it's you to share social cash transfer. CDF in the Tamure Monoco population, come Mulu areas. I wonder, man, everybody Mulu areas, but CDF Tavare Mumona. Free education Tavare Mumona. I want to acquire this. Okay. First the Munduville, Muni Munduville, Garefo, quick Clencula Pass, Muremukata. But don't forget that what they can go, Gabake say they kata. Don't complain. But when I said, woman is the same. My sister in last week, I know my conclusion. Muku prediction. It's a thing. Balungu Varia, Karakunganda, Mare, Kuba pushing a point. Where is Mr. Lungu right now? Navena Munduville, now Manokumana, Baha Quatemiran, the Shabamanda Mavai, Viliokunumo. But now Monati, Ketivesa footing a Murinu, the Canaan Bamkesa Mona. Whatever is out here. Because we are about to come to Maka. Thank you very much. Good morning, Crown TV.
Thank you so much, Mr. Patrick. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir. Please reduce the volume on your TV.
Okay.
What is your name? Where are you calling us from?
Oh,
Mr. Chiti, please go ahead. I'm quite much working.
I think I should know that nobody ever Peter Chanda. She everybody have a name of each Tonse Alliance, if you remember. But Peter Chanda, it's not had some issue at some fact, it has a selfish issue. It's not a selfish issue. I think you add if I'm on a good Zambia Bambiba population, I'm a presidential. Tabare Pecania, Murandoti, Habaquet impact in Ham, Hawamshid, Ontavu, Hanovu, campaign, Habaquet campaign in short Bambi. Two, Olen, I want to prevalent that European dears, what if you mobile bomb party? Ngamuri 900. Remember, Paisa vote that you share. About a vote at 8 Ngamasanga operation, in Morandi, as you were Mucharo. Nishifin as you were me. In a certain time, a chubatina, the bomba, oh, Frida, and I shall knew them to Ule Mona. Number people ever mullet what we intention have a very complaint. Nishifin bomb. It's nothing. I feel put him at you for the bomba to what bomba. And please, our part. Mugebe ko namponi ba spokesperson IPND. I am a poster mu ambo kubika I am a CDF mu na mu web bridge mu atio mu alibo. Mu akoni post wa pata. Tubika kuma toilet kukopa belt.
Oh, I think we lost him over there, but it is 0979 958 392. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Please speak up just a little bit because we can't get you clearly. I can get you, but your bits, it's like you're far from the speaker. You can go ahead.
Umuntu umoza umene sagwirikana umuntu umoza umene sali na stable politics so ile ndibarekerera tikachanda zabaona auga ngoba.
Thank you so much. Mr. Malamo, good morning.
Good morning. Mwabuka Shadwandaji.
I'm quite mwashibukini.
Utwabuka mama.
Oh, that's good. You can go ahead.
Utwabuka mama. Problem ya abantu fe. Uyo mwine nachitendozi wa HH ni problem wishi. Ilipo ni problem wishi. Mwine nachitaba indozi wa HH. Nachitendozi. Namona. Muntu wishi ya mundu vile na makebizulu. Takuleko balea. Etreti. Ibi nabachita pakti na vena. Turabofu abala ibishani pali makebizulu na mundu vile. Takuli. So there's no way muntu nachita indozi wa HH. Twisi mwe ifwe. Ama supporters ewo twala edishani ati yo tafile kuchita support wa HH. Namona uyo muntu ali muri Tonse Alliance. Ali beshi babonza bali muri Tonse Alliance ati bali kwatakali ijo. Takuleko balai. Ngali bamundubira abo. Kapaporo koswapo paka bantu batavenda. Ni development ichewe bale telepopa bwe MP. Nothing tapani. So takuri ushishibe bindubire. Nokwishiba makebizulu efo balefwaya na tuishiba. But kume yake chishinka. Mundubire tete achite big ba HH. Patali 2031 kuti nasumina. Nishiba UPND tawakakwateli biwakuiminina. Chachina kuti mundubire kuti apita. Nae nakakose. So vandashi natotera sana.
Thank you so much.
Today support ama party utukwete. Awele batonse bamarukula na bauli uyo wana nkani na bena bale support. Na ipobene today support aba HH. But yabo tumwenemu. Na mtu ashimba na maka. Muri ba HH muri no mutende. Kapo chiti. Atotera sana mama.
Atotela.
Hello.
Hello, good morning. The baby also wants to say hi.
Yeah. How are you, Duchess?
I'm good, thank you. What is your name, sir? Where are you calling us from?
Matoka. I'm Matoka calling from Northwestern.
Oh, Mr. Matoka, long time.
Sure.
Please go ahead.
The only thing which I want to say is this. Chanda is like me also. So these people, let them have a heart to say, if you have joined, you have seen where you want to go. Even me, I can go where I want to go. There is no problem on that. Let him go. He have a chance to go everywhere he wants to go. So for me, these people, they are saying, Munduvire is just in Lusaka. Not everywhere, no. HH is everywhere. So if you can go in the bush, you can find HH there. But Munduvire is maybe in the Kitwe, Lusaka. But here there is no Munduvire. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hello, morning, madam.
Good morning, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yes, I'm calling from Chinsali.
Okay. And your name?
My name is William Kabasota, senior citizen.
Oh, thank you so much. You can go ahead.
Yes, I just want to contribute on Peter Chanda and Xavier Chishimba. You see, the only problem that I've seen in this country is that you are only intelligent and wise when you join the opposition or when you support the opposition. When you don't support the opposition, you support the current government, then to the people, especially from opposition, you are called a lot of names. Umuntu alikwate nsambu isha kuchita support any political party alifai. I always compare political parties and churches. Why is that in churches we don't even quarrel? Somebody can move from one church to another. Today is there, tomorrow is there. And the people don't even worry, they don't even talk. But in politics, umuntu ngafuma fear. More position. I join the ruling party. Nishitako itamano. Abachipua. Abakwata fiamano. Nyawo. Aba. So we are welcoming Abantu, Savior Chimba, and Peter Chanda. Baleke Nyabe Nenaba Mona. What this political party, UPND, and its government has done. And if we give them another 5 years, I think they will perform wonders. We should not disrupt, this developmental agenda of UPND. Let us just continue, even for another 5 years. Tuirakonkerera baba mu opposition yaba. Nibachilandelande. Natule yafe with UPND. Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you so much for calling. It is 0979-958-392. Let us know what you think of the NCP President, Pastor Peter Chanda, endorsing Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. Mr. Banda, all the way from Lundazi, good morning. Hello, good morning, Mr. Banda from Lundazi.
Good morning, Dash. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How's your morning?
Today you are alone.
Yes, I'm alone, but I'm not lonely.
Okay, thank you so much. I don't want to say much. On the issue of Mr. Peter Chanda, he has got a democratic right. Let him go where he wants, because he knows that he has no impact. So let him go, because the fact is where he has gone alone. He has left. The problem is these people that are jumping from point A to point B, they don't consult their followers. Let me tell you the truth. These MPs that stood on UPND ticket from PF, they didn't consult the electorate. So the fact is, let him go. I'm wishing him the best in the UPND. Now, my main concern is this. My main concern is on the issue of Mr. Masaka telling their friends to say they have no direction. Let's be very sincere. When we are at the State House, don't think you are in Zambia. The UPND, we welcomed them in 2021. And what we are told, the country is highly indebted. So let's tighten our belt, of which we did. And we have struggled. And you, Dashi, you are part of us. We have tightened the belts together. Unfortunately, look at the senior government officials, permanent secretaries. Imagine in the past 4 years, they have amassed wealth, which you cannot even disclose the source. We know them. Mr. Pilato has even stopped talking now. It's quite, we don't know whether he's in Zambia or elsewhere. They are now rich now, an ordinary citizen is poor down there. And then him is telling his friends to have a plan and direction. It's totally unacceptable. And Dashi, I'm thinking, let me tell the truth to the Zambians. We are on the ground and very much on the ground. If they will continue just posting such from State House, they are just misguiding the head of state. Because the ground is not fertile, it is rotten, to tell the truth. This is what happened to Dr. Edgar Lungu, may he still rest in peace. People are not telling him the truth. What happened, that the results you saw them in 2021. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
I'm quite much working.
I'm quite particular to managing my system. Now I can't look at the three for the level of planning to be managing the roads. Are you paying deeply 5 years? It's a purpose for a few more. As long as we check the formula of 50, quite a planning to be not hotel.
Thank you so much. We have another caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, I think that one might have run away. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning, sir. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Luapula province, Chief Mwataka Kapota James.
Okay, you can just please reduce the volume on your TV. I can hear myself in the background. Okay. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, Mwakashan Baba sister.
I'm quite much working.
Yeah, I'm going to
Oh, okay, Mr. Mwila, you can go ahead.
Contribution and on the Fukuranda Yakwati. YUPND, Pale Monaquatina Garimo, Zambia Yabo. Ele Mwali and the Parimundu. Mukom Ikakera nande vyechino mchishinga munduvire ari popular te musaka mweka inande kumpurungu kuno munduvire kwari kuchiruviri munduvire kwari kukasama munduvire kwari mwanfwa Christian munduvire kwari tawalibo munduvire tabamuishiba munduvire bari muishiba ero ari popular ngashani vintu nderanda awa pita chanda na baseza chimbave vere tabatendere bantu muzambia ndemi wa UPND iyo mulera ndokutete munduvire takota vision ndemi achika muteko mpea HH na munduvire era benjo tumepera 5 years wa UPND nokumepera 5 years wa UPND muri tukambe kuri abana lekeni mugonfwenso yero nachiro mule chingira kampejira kampina nichishi bakuti mwisha tibunjweta kwete abantu na mwana kwate abantu era muntu ngawa popira murusakana ngumukopa belt wish ukwachala nishini wese mundiwe ukuntu vana kumpolo koso kudumulira ndenge waipenye ngati kumpolo koso tamuli nako navakaputa kuitima vatamuli nako vakaputa ni 50-50 iliko tikamana wewe mti mtumwimike nkandi ungakapita uli solo mulera ndefintu mwilana ndefintu kwatitamwishe titamulemona mulera ndefintu abantu abalema na mubena Zambia kitapati umwaite wose chokele mwene zintika muzambia mwene mwinga ngati muntu otari popular ninso ndike muntu ire mwalele ndetamkote opposition twampera muntu vile nae sawote namirwa kata mwelano okulala chechi ni vishi kintolewe ngatinya munduvire ibada kwa ngatinya munduvire bora ni game ni 90 minutes pishanya adele wasita ubombe bwe.
Thank you so much. It is 0979-958-392. We will continue with the messages. However, what you do need to note is the fact that it is not just Pastor Peter Chanda who's actually endorsed HH, the president. Of course, there's also been Robert Chiringa, who also did so earlier on in the year. There's also Judith Kabemba, who's the president of the Democratic Party, which is DP, who publicly backed Hichilema, or Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, based on reforms as well as free education, mining, governance, which has been taken forth in the past 5 years. Mr. Xavier Chishimba, also the president of the United Progressive People, which is UPP, who actually pledged his party support to the UPND Alliance ahead of the polls, which of course is in the next 71 days or so, as well as Mr. Leslie Chikuse, who's the president of the Republican Progressive Party, which is RPP, who actually reaffirmed a decade-long partnership with the ruling party and praised the administration's economic recovery efforts. We will continue with the interaction in just a little bit, but we're going to take a short break. When we do return, we continue with the Royal Breakfast Show.
ultimate business stage is back. From the 1st to the 7th of July, the Trade Fairgrounds in Ndola will be buzzing with endless opportunities. But how does your business stand out in the crowd? You get on the big screen with Crown TV. We will be live in Ndola, ready to take your brand straight into the homes of millions. From primetime commercials to exclusive event coverage, we create advertising that drives real results. Don't miss out. Visit the Crown TV stand in Ndola between July 1st and July 7th or contact our sales team today to secure your special trade fair advertising package. Crown TV. Feel the honor.
This June, step into a bigger entertainment experience with more to love on us. We're talking more drama, more action, more unforgettable stories, all waiting for you.
All hands on deck.
We're opening up our world of entertainment so you can view more.
Good job, partner.
This June, pay for your current DSTV subscription and we'll upgrade you at no extra cost.
Ulefwaya usende atia munani but iyi nishirapusha nokutunga shuwa
Alala kentrande na imwe mana nwamingisha nomba mnganda ha mana nwamingisha mnganda
tabaina pakulala ero fibo filifulu tabaina kuningalala mwanjini na aisa zomuza kamana
vibu filichalo kense kukosa vendasa kama na fyomwe obi
abantu abalefu efyupo muno mu kyalo bengi sana
nomba ina wamwisa nali upo hapo
ina ne ali kulondera ine pano wafe olwo abantu abaleta mboti bakweva ati kweva ati ine nshau papo nshakwatapo mwana
ine ninjipelesha kulima ngamuli serious munjo ati ndi serious kozine chilafu kusebana ku kyalo
kuti wana pa beneka
ibo mwefa kupa ine ngakwalo mwana kashuwa isunga pano pa kyalo pona aba
Grab your Azam TV decoder at 350 Zambian Kwacha and watch all your favorite channels, including the FIFA World Cup 2026 matches, free for 2 months. Buy Azam TV decoder at 350 Zambian Kwacha. For more details, call 971-246-222, 763-664-455. WhatsApp 775-000-013. Azam TV, entertainment for everybody.
Can I password, do I say?
Because I took off the 3 days was.
Oh.
Iwo mfano unambo bema chamba ka?
Sini mabaira uziba nuzibu.
Life yako pemuna unambo pesika na Victor inachi.
Victor sije me organiza.
Peka mkwema machi. Kuno. Tako kuponena muda wanfu.
He's tall, dark. Victor umenetiza umenanga. Victor ni jango mundu aliyenze pano sapi.
Fonenda kupasa mfano record.
Kwa kwanza, antikare sote hapa tiwatambe sote. Ni poza hiyo. Mwanze kutika kamba kai. Musu anakwera na watu wake hapo rostantaki.
I am sitting with a very powerful household name. She is the founder of Peaberry Coffee Roasters, which is the home of Marika Coffee, and many of us are aligned with this brand, and I know you must be excited. Join me in welcoming Teja Bose.
Planning you need to do, and research and studying, most likely, whatever industry you are getting into. But there's also that point that you have to kind of have a courage to just go like, okay, I'm gonna do it. You might not always feel ready, and things are maybe not perfect, but just get going, you know? Get going, open something, do something in that field you want to do, because it's always sad if people say like, I wish I had done that or tried that or whatever. And it doesn't mean that you are like a perfect in that field yet, but you have to have the courage to just take that step. And I did this training and I was like, I'm in love. I just wanted to be a coffee taster. And I pushed that. I studied some business as well. But I went with the whole coffee tasting thing, and I trained and did my international qualifications for that. And that's how I originally started with the coffee.
Welcome back. You're still watching the Royal Breakfast Show. It is the Wednesday edition, which means we are 2 days away from the weekend. I was taking in some of your calls with regards to how the NCP party president in Pastor Peter Chanda had actually mentioned the fact that he's endorsed President Hakainde Hichilema as his president. Otherwise, let's get to find out how the inbox is looking. You have been sending us text messages from the beginning of the show, from the time that I did say that you can start sending messages, and I do value the fact that you actually did so. So remember, in case you also want to get through to me, it is 0979-958-392, because we will be looking at other pertinent topics as well as we are approaching the end of the show. But for now, let's see some of the messages that have been appearing in our inbox so far. I will be reopening the phone or opening up the phone lines again, but for now, let's see some of the messages. Good morning, Madam Dashi. I thought politics of the belly died when Daniel Munkombwe died with Daniel Munkombwe rather. Yesterday, I was proven wrong. Daniel Munkombwe's politics of the belly lives on. What is so surprising, at the same time disappointing, is that it is being demonstrated by men and women of the collar, or the clergy. Father Frank Walia, Dr. Neves Mumba, and Pastor Peter Chanda are leading the list. They have no integrity. Integrity demands that even if you don't beat them, don't join them. A man who changes goalposts should not be trusted with power. Napita Mukwai. There's no name attached to this one, but we do thank you. Mr. Lutangu says, morning RBS family, it's always my pleasure watching this informative and educative program, watching from Chilanga Freedom Compound. Glad to know that Chilanga is watching this morning, and Mr. Lutangu of Freedom Compound is watching the program this morning. It is 0979-958-392. Get in touch so that we can have a conversation based off the topic that is at hand. These are just some of the messages that have been coming through. Good morning, Dashi, Womakokwa, and Mainza, though they are here in spirit. Just a comment on Mr. Xavier Chungu. When you start troubling trouble, trouble will trouble your troublesome. The man was comfortable where he was after being a fugitive for years. Malibu Yakulimbombela, the nationalist Henry Chola Bulangilo Kwacha, all the way in Kitwe. Thank you, Mr. Henry, for sending us a message and the style as which you do send the message. So there's a question here. It says, why has Pastor Peter Chanda ditched his supporters and endorsed President HH for 2026? Ninsala Insala Kopondo Ilalenga na Malinso Ukupona Kamutenge. What has changed about UPND? If Makebu Zulu agreed to use NCP party as a special purpose vehicle, was he going to act in a manner he has acted? Trust a politician, especially past a term politician, at your own peril. This is GK. Thanks so much, GK. Although you didn't indicate where you are texting us from. Woo, this is a lengthy one. This one says, good morning, moderators. If you want to know the simplest definition of betrayal, ask Honorable Gary Nkombo. If you want to know the meaning of the statement used and dumped, ask Honorable Gary Nkombo again. The man has been betrayed, used and dumped like toilet paper. The former minister was almost manhandled by the same people he represented in parliament and the same party he defended and fought for. Evidence was captured on camera, but because of reasons known to the powers that be, Nkombo, who was a victim, has been turned into perpetrator of violence. People change, therefore should not be trusted fully. Those from Mukonkombwe School of Politics and of the Belly are quickly and loudly replacing the old faithful and loyal members. The list includes Nevers Mumba, the praise team director, Dr. Chiringa, who has a doctorate in betrayal, and Mushanina Wali. Yeah, there's no name attached to this one, but it is 0979-958-392. You can send us a text message and we will gladly read it. Hello, good morning, our Queen Mataka. The statement by Peter Chanda is loud but not clear. This is the man whose party was ordained as a special purpose vehicle by ECL, a move that enabled to win a Pletuke seat after the demise of ECL. Chanda was proved irrelevant by the PF. He tried to hoodwink the Makebi to try and lead his party, but all failed. We don't know how the UPND will receive this approach by Chanda going forward. This is Samuel in Lusaka. Samuel has actually become one of the first callers or the first texters, first people to text us. I don't know what happened to RK. RK, what is going on? You come later on. Good morning, Dashi. I usually do not trust Mr. Peter Chanda, but on this decision, I advise UPND to use him to learn one or two things from him. What Mr. Chanda is saying is if that is the lane he's going to take, he will be useful in bringing out the shortfalls of the ruling party. He will be useful, I presume. This is Edwards. Regards, Edwards. Thank you so much. It is 0979-958-392. Right now, as you can see, we are going through some of the text messages that have been coming through into our inbox. You too can also get through into the conversation by simply dialing the same number, or alternatively, you can go to our Facebook page where you can leave a contribution there. There are quite a number of people who have actually left us a contribution or two. Let us know where you are watching us from. Remember, you can find us on our various platforms. In case it is DSTV, it is DSTV channel 277, GoTV channel 23, Topstar channel 89, as well as the Azam app, which of course is found in Tanzania as well. But getting back to the phone calls just to hear your thoughts based on the conversation. Hello, good morning. Alrighty. Mr. Bunonge, good morning.
Good morning, my sister. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
Yeah, I was enjoying listening to people in the morning. And now I think it's my time.
Now it's your turn.
My friend, with regard to let me just generally comment. The endorsement of Peter Chanda, of President Hakainde Hichilema, people have politicized it. But who are these people? These are the people, if it was Peter Chanda today, decided to endorse Munduvile, they would sing it all praise for him. But if it is the opposite, the HH, then it becomes, they speak, no, he has gone alone. Who says if you endorse Munduvile, then you go with the people? When you endorse the Kalava, you go with the people. When you endorse the city, these others, only when you endorse the HH, that's when you should do, that's when you are said to be going alone. Wait for the next day, it will tell whether these people went alone or not. The pronouncement from a leader becomes a guidance to those who follow that person. Okay? It's unfortunate that this man did even pay the 100,000 quarter, and he has found it very difficult. And he decides now to see who can I support in this case. And it's normal. And he gave reasons why he thought HH is the best. And like, friends, you see Munduvile, Makebezu, these are the people who advise President Lungu, who are advisors to President Lungu as PF lawyers. Okay? In short, whatever we are blaming President Lungu for, we should not detach Munduvile and Makebezu to that. Okay? Perhaps they are the ones who made him a party president. So can they be good themselves? Is it normal to say now this time around if Munduvile ruling will be a different person from President Lungu? Already has declared that he's going to rule as President Lungu did. So what is the difference there? It is only in Lusaka and perhaps in Porokoso and those eastern province people like Ari Kibanda who think Munduvile is where even young people don't know Munduvile. Who is Munduvile? They don't know. These are the people who got projects and as ministers, but if someone is a minister, but were getting contracts from government. Is it not the same reason that made GBM be imprisoned for that? Why is Munduvile immune? Okay? So the people who are siphoning money from us today want to make them president. They inherited a good economy from MMD, the PF guys, including Munduvile. But what did they do within 3 years? They destroyed everything. They left us with mountains of debt that they could not even pay. And they say, anyway, it's a pity. Now, with regard to the court by UPN, that they need to reconcile the dialogue over Nkombo issue. I think Nkombo, for me, if the party would just let him go. People talked a lot about Nkombo, that no, he was working with President Lungu, no, he was doing this. And even the PF guys implicated it even more. They say even Ukuchiriro, they should have sent Nkombo other than Wakavinde and Joshua Band, because Nkombo was the friend to President Lungu. So what he has done at last has proven that those rumors were true. How can you destroy a house you helped to build? How? What Nkombo did was destructive with UPND. He declared that was not going to recontest. He never even bothered to apply. What made him change at the last minute that was now going independent? Why didn't he announce that long time ago? Okay? People were prepared to have a new MP, but he goes there to frustrate them. It's like he planned that himself.
As you wrap up, so, Mr. Bunonge.
As I wrap up, UPND people should look for other people to take over from President Hakainde when his time comes. Not the Nkombo whom we thought should be. No, Nkombo is a destroyer, is a frustrator. It does not mean well for the party. Let us withdraw our support for him. We have a lot of people who can work better than Nkombo, who can work even equivalent or better than President Hakainde Chilema, not Nkombo. Because Sesi should be there because they are a family, they are one blood, but not party leadership or whatever. No. Nkombo is gone. Let us forget about him. I thank you.
Thank you so much. It is 0979-958-392. You can leave us your contribution as well. Please reduce the volume on your radio, otherwise on your TV rather. Good morning.
Good morning.
Okay, good morning. Please reduce the volume on your TV set.
Yes.
You can go ahead, sir.
Yes. Talking on Brian Mutale is not only popular in Lusaka, Brian Mutale is doing fine, and by UPN they should be very much comfortable to say there is no opposition. Brian Mutale can't compete with anyone. Brian Mutale is, wherever I can go, people, we are on the ground, we are one of the ordinary people who hear what people they say, people what they want. Brian Mutale is coming hot. Mr. Chanda, that's his decision. Let him go where he wants to support. We can't say no. That's his choice. Otherwise, as for Munduire, it's coming. YUPN, don't be too comfortable. You'll be shocked. Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Okay. Hello, good morning, Mr. Mulonda.
Good morning, madam. Good morning. How is Lusaka?
Lusaka is a bit chilly today.
Okay, sure. Thank you. No, there is nothing wrong with the Mr. Chanda endorsing HH. It means he sat down, he considered a lot of things, he compared all the parties, which party can I support, the opposition or the ruling. He saw what UPND is and has done. He saw in Munduwile what the party did. He was part of the regime, the previous regime. He compared and he arrived at a decision. He saw that it's only in the UPND that we have proper leadership that can bring development for the country. All we want when we choose leadership is development for the country. Development for the country means all citizens being involved, all citizens improving their lives. So we don't look at tribe, we don't look at creed, we don't look at whatever, but we look at who can bring development. And this development currently is being done by UPND, and there is compared to other parties, there is no comparison. So he chose well. He chose well. He is a person who is honest with his decision. So there is nothing wrong. The past regime, we saw what it did. We saw how they became rich when they joined the politics. They were poor. And in this time now, the country is becoming rich. It has the reserves, it has what. So they want to come and get the reserves and again take the country back to where it was. Huh? Thank you.
Thank you so much. We will be returning to the calls, but there are other issues that we are looking at. Not necessarily issues, but interesting things or movements that have been happening as of late. We saw last year how over 3,000 members defected into the UPND party. And now we have also seen more coalitions which are being formed, in that the Economic Freedom Fighters, which is the EFF, and the Development Freedom Party officially joined the Tonse Pamodzi Alliance. And this was happening yesterday. Let's just take a look at what happened.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. President. I think at this point,
yes.
The colleagues that are endorsing the Tonse Pamodzi Alliance and leadership just come and say hi to the president, and also after that, we would request that the two presidents should just address the media and probably acknowledge their presence in this auditorium. We'll start with President Mutale.
Inara bonse afechive mbaini kaivo tuli babemba bakuchipata tubatunyantirira pati omuchinshi kwiba president pamwe ba vice president naba I've seen our father there, Mr. Tsanga. There's a man I can call Munani Sharamtama Beshi at J3. Do you know J3? One J3 that side. To the president, Naichef Yakuri Bonse, Nakuibumba Yonse Kuno, Shkweta Mashiwa Ingoni Ngalanda, the Reba president, Limsane Kune Bumberimo, Koyande Muna Panse, the Longa Nishofe Kashta to touch quarter, to Achingo Quisa, not to Achisu Shamuno Muyadi Monsemuno. But Beshi Balaba names Badikula Kusai Kudia, Atao, a Chalono Mbapa, to lay Poca Pathet in August. Whether we like or not, youthi kuchalo. That akawawa bali tubomfya sana kunu mwokuba president ba youth makamaka info ba youth twalikwata problem sana, but now this time enough is enough. Apa nifo twala babomfya akawawa wapa bala tukonka na info bene ifingi tukalala ndamuma campaign mo tule apa kabili apa na mwishiba kutuba kutamfya nchitu apa bakuru banchitu apa emko inata.
All protocols observed. We are very grateful, Mr. President, and the entire powerful executive of the Tonse Pamodzi Alliance. I haven't come alone. I've come with indelible strong men and women that have come with us. Where we are coming from, we did not know one day we'll be part of this family in this regard. We wouldn't even want to lie to you. I remember when I met the president about almost a year at the Pop Square. We were joking and we were saying, whoever is going to be fortunate enough that they will find themselves on the ballot, those are the people we are going to go with. Because the president was coming from a bigger family, it was just most thought that probably he might not be among the people to make it. Maybe I will make it. But God, in his wisdom, I didn't know that prophecy was actually for me. That it's not me who's going to make it for the ballot, but His Excellency. So we come to Pamodzi Tonse Alliance with a lot of respect and understanding that we have reached here by the grace of God. We, as EFF, had traversed the country. We had lobbied. We had promised people. But when our journey was cut short and some of us sent to Chinsari to go and water the cabbages in the cells, we realized that on this journey, we were not on it because we thought we were the best, but because we had a burden. And we knew amongst us there were other people who equally had a burden, some even bigger, some were even more knowledgeable and wiser than us. We chose that we won't go a path where only us can lead. But when an opportunity comes that we can be led as economic freedom fighters, we have chosen to come, Mr. President, in this house to fulfill the passions, aspirations, and the dreams of the Tonse Pamodzi Alliance. And in that regard, we are calling on all those that believe that they had a vote for Kasonde Mwenda and the EFF. That vote is no longer there. I'm not there. There is my elder brother, Bamundubile, and Bamakebi Zuru. Don't vote for me. I'm not there. But you can vote for me by voting for these gallant men and women in this powerful alliance. Mr. President, we pledge our support to this family. And we can assure you, if a stone reaches you, we won't dunk like other people. If a stone reaches you, it means it passed through us. So, without too much to say, we would want to appeal even to the youth across the country. I heard the president promise that in the copper belt, kwa baya rama residue oyo awesa bakwate shuko lya kubomfya minerals. After they have gotten, there are dump sites that remain, of which aba echebesu balatola monda ndashi balatola kumalwansha kulia kumachingola oko twakulila ifwe. They scavenge over that, but that opportunity is being taken away from them. But I heard you, and we are backing you because we believe in your message and your resolve. Because you believe that the riches of this country will emancipate our people, not from borrowing, but by utilizing that rich resource that this country has. So, on behalf of the economic freedom fighters, Fueba Pamakasa, may God bless you, our President, our State Council, my SG, my mom and President Matonga, and my JTV, and my SG is behind me. We are proud of you and would want to send even the message to my brother and Vice President now, Bamakebi Zulu, and the entire team there.
Now, early on, there was a very interesting headline that was in the News Diggers, and it read as boldly as you could read it. Is it HH versus Mundubile as we head to the polls? And we've seen that various coalitions are being formed, especially now that we've only got 71 days remaining. Early on in the year, we wondered, with all these factions that were being formulated in the various parties, if indeed would have credible opposition that could actually challenge President HH and his administration. And there you have the main headline in the News Diggers, which leads with, it's HH versus Mundubile. And that's according to the Tonse Alliance, as Pastor Peter Chanda earlier alluded to the fact that he's endorsing HH. Now, the Economic Freedom Fighters, which is led by Kasonde Mwenda, as you had seen in the clip over there, and the Development Freedom Party, which is a DFP, led by Brian Mutale, have officially integrated into the same coalition. And this is with the Tonse Pamodzi Alliance, which was all happening yesterday. So this integration is following a major merger, which did occur in May of this year, which was, last month, with the PF Pamodzi Alliance, which is led by Makebi Zulu, and the Tonse Alliance officially united to form as the consolidated Tonse Pamodzi Alliance. So the broader opposition coalition is led by Alliance President and presidential candidate in Mr. Brian Mutale. And the whole point of this coalition has a strategy behind it, which is to align the opposition forces in order to establish a unified front. And this is ahead of the upcoming August 2026 general elections, which is happening, of course, in Zambia. Now, it's quite interesting because a majority of the callers that were coming through before we had actually headed into the break were talking about the fact that it's everyone's democratic right to either form coalitions or to either endorse the president that they feel is fit to run the country. But like I always keep on saying, I cannot be talking to myself. I do need you to get involved in the conversation and dial the number, which is 0979-958-392. This call has been trying to get through to us. Hello, good morning. Please reduce the volume on your TV.
Hello, Mabombe Mkwai Mashukeni.
Mkwai Mashukeni.
I'm quite.
The volume on your TV. Yes, sir.
Na ini kwena kale ngambiro kwesha na tindande kokwena pa mito imo na chimona hapo pamlawasa. Kwa mkulanda gofe mkwai mito ingi pali abagari kwena kuli bagari tetulande posana. Mkwafya wako muno kutira bagari mutima wabo tawaba bwino. Lando wako muno kutira tabalendera pamona banabo baleba fulunganya ku bantu abaleba shinguluka. Tumba kwai tapale ko benga ya kwena pantu UPND chipa ni chikuru sana bya nabachepa. Lotuse pali ba Bishop General depo kulanda ko mukwai nimbo na bonsa batiralanda putabata pali no kumishepo ba General ba Bishop General pali ashiria boli ku koti. Ngachakutira bai tatempa anti bale itwanga babonfu bakwalesa ngabali sakufe tempa kubembuka mukutako fintu fishuwe mikumenso ya kwalesa kwena lesa kutaba panika okulingana na n'obwiminishi bwabo ku koti uko lesa kutaba panika ngachakutira tabateko tempa bakaere lesa kabaruira ineto ningatemo kulanda bupali lyoli ashira ba Bishop General then ba mundubire ati verses ba HH verses mundubire ine kimono ko ati teko ati verses ba mundubire kimona UPND verses PF apa bonse tuisho kutira takulika abati ba mundu be ni ba PF futi echo mule mfira bonse nga balenda lerungula ba mundu be ni ba PF bonse ngani itabalenda pali bakalaba because Mr. Kalaba also is there na bambi opo bali why itabalenda point in fact Mr. Kalaba baita contest mu 2021 uko bali and he has experience na bakwate experience why they want to tukira kuli ba mundu bile because ni ba PF abachari group so abantu mube careful to change nga sakwa twala votera futi abantu aba twala hapa akale and if dandando kutira PF na UPN bali pango muliro obwafya mu cyaro cya Zambia ngachakutira turefo kufunya po ba UPN cyama twafa hapo pate indishye ishire umfika muna ba PF nishi cyabako bwino because cyabakala rushanya already tufunya po ba PF ba UPN tubike po ba mundibire amano ya line is the same nani amano ya line character imoine ba UPN na bakambo kwambo kushupa na futi so hapo mukwaisha kokolepo then ba Peter Chanda na bakitafe obwino kutira na bambo kutungira ba HH fashwe cyaba nabona wakwatenza ambwisha abo mulengo mfa bamayo.
I'm listening. I can get you. I can get you.
Okay. So, if you say abantu abo bonse balenda pali ba Peter Chanda na ngubambia ti opantu bale support UPN ndebe chiba udonse ti abantu nga bali against numuntu mo nangwa isa palwe batefo ku support HH bonze wamfo bambo tu akulandalanda ngatakutira ba Peter Chanda bacha support mundu bile ngamwachumfa ti yo ba Pastor Chanda bashima pepo evo turefu aya bamwamona pana bashima pepo bale support ba mundu bile but ngabasa kululu bali ba UPN bambo tu akulandalanda bonze abo makada baba PF natubeshi banabeshi bikwa makada zefo bali pantu bale ya mo identity bale monati yo cyalo ba PF bale teke bale mfo
as you wrap up sir
emkwa mukupusha abantu abe nabeshi bamukwayi kumona ekyo cyalo kirenda kwena na totera mukwayi so na chafu okulanda siafuma kumutibe so na chafu okulanda mbombe mwe madam na tote.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jerry calling from Kasama.
Mr. Jerry, please go ahead.
Our previous caller Chilalan that at Itakwava opposition. I think I'm very happy that the UPN government think there's no opposition. But to be honest with this government, the opposition is us, the people. We have not forget the load shedding. We have not forget the economic crisis we are in under this government. This government is saying he has done well, they are doing fine. But look at the people. People are not eating. People are not have 3 meals a day. People have suffered. Look at the prices of commodity. What type of government is this? This time we see BM8. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Short, brief, and to the point. Hello, good morning. Mkwai mwashibukeni.
Mkwai bandashi. Echo ningalanda kufine kunebo Tony calling from Zimba.
Okay.
I'm calling from Zimba. I'm Tony Blair. Bandashi inete ningalanda kufine kwa bati. Bamundu bile by that time aenda kwa tiawe. Bali mupie bamundu bile yes why talk about him but he was a honorable, he was not a driver. Even Makepi Zulu, he was a honorable, he was not a driver. So bamundu bile tu apa so adepo kwencha. Nga you are honorable, you cannot teach your driver. Eto afiro kuchiba abantu. Hivi wakaraba lera ndagana wakaraba bali mu PF. So ifona tumona ko chimo pali wa mundu bile. Andisa tuareke. Quite a bit drive. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Brief and to the point. Hello, good morning. Oh, I think that one escaped us. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, madam.
Good morning. Please reduce the volume on your TV.
Oh,
okay, you can go ahead.
Comment something the previous.
Oh no. Please reduce the volume on your TV.
Yeah, I'm already done it.
Okay, what is your name, sir, and where are you calling us from? Your name again?
Matoka.
Oh, Mr. Matoka. Yes. Please go ahead. Mm-hmm. You can go ahead with your contribution. Oh, okay. I think maybe. Hello, good morning.
No, this is just emergency.
Is this Mr. Justin?
Yes, good morning, madam.
Good morning. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Yeah, I think Zambians nowadays, they are not like those of early days. They are now thinking outside the box. Demundulile team and this guy Makebi Zulu, people have seen what they have done already and what they are doing. And I don't know if they are going to give them their vote. As we cannot go back to where we used to be. We are free, people are moving freely, are doing things freely, and they want to take us back like they used to behave in PF. No. Let them just wait. At least if it was maybe this Makebi Zulu, not the name of the village. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Dashi. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
I'm all right. Siavula from Chilanga.
I recognize the voice.
Okay, thank you.
You can go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I would want to agree with the previous callers. Mundubile, Makebi, those are PF. And indeed, we cannot go back to Egypt. I think we are already free and we are forging ahead with the freedom that HH has given us. So the issue of going back, whether those are the same people. The blood that is flowing in Mundubile, the blood that is flowing in Makebi is PF. So who would want to go back and still and get beaten at Intercity? Wearing something that is ready, you are stripped naked, delayed, and whatever. We are not going to do that. That is my first point. The second point is on Pastor Peter Chanda. I think that is very progressive. People that have got a right thinking mentality, that is the way to go. He has judged very well to say, there's no way he can waste his time opposing on things that he can clearly see that things are working out. For me, I think he's a true leader. I've been following him, all his sentiments from where he's coming from. I'm not surprised the decision that he's made. Otherwise, it's very progressive and he's made it at the right time. Yes, people call him names. They will do this and that. It's normal. Let him forge ahead and have a bigger picture. He's a leader. Not everyone will agree with whatever that you are doing. So when you are a leader, you are the vision carrier. You are the one who is leading the people into Canaan. So let people talk about the belly and whatever. After all, who doesn't want to eat? Me and everyone else, we are here to eat. So it's not about eating. It's about the vision that he has for the mother Zambia. Thank you so much, Ndash. Have a lovely day.
Thank you so much. We do understand that more people have been sending us text messages through to our inbox, and we do know that just in case you don't manage to get through our phone lines, there is another provision, and that is text messages. And of course, on our Facebook page, where we are live as Crown TV Zambia, and where you can take us with you wherever you go in case you don't want to be stuck in the house watching on your TV, but you do get the best experience if you watch from TV. So let's take a look at some of the messages that have been coming through yet again in our inbox. This one says, good morning, Crown TV. There comes a time once in a lifetime when someone comes through the realization that what you thought was white was blue. Listen carefully. What Mr. Chanda was talking about, he mentioned something like people from one basket. Mr. Matufwali from Kapiri Mposhi, thanks so much for sending a text message this morning. It is the breakfast show on a Wednesday, in case you're thinking that it's still Tuesday. This one says, leave Peter Chanda alone. He has a democratic right to support a strong political party like the UPND. The results of 13th August 2026 will reveal everything. Moses Zulu, Nietzsche, turn off. Petuke. Oh, okay. Glad to know that the East is watching. Have you managed to attend the funeral? But this one says, all what people are saying is true according to the understanding as Zambians, but we should learn to appreciate what we have for now. Remember, the devil you know is better than an angel that you don't know. Good morning, this is Ken from Mansa. Thanks so much, Ken, for sending a text message. In case you feel like you aren't able to get through to us through our calls, That is why we have a provision for you to send a text message to us on 0979 958 392. Like I said, it's a Wednesday, and we are getting to find out exactly what is on your mind with regards to the topics. I forgot to say good morning, Dashi. Sima here. Abena Mundubile family. Shiteni ama BP machines on time. Thank you so much for sending this interesting text message. But there's no name attached to it. The Iron Lady Ndashi, the statement from State House concerning the opposition being blank and visionless makes a good reading for the country because they have nothing to offer on the table to the Zambians in terms of their manifestos and alternatives to better the lives of the Zambian people. Come 13th August 2026, the new dawn will continue with a developmental agenda for the country and under President HH from Dr. Ngoma, aka the ear to the ground, and the Publicity and Information General of the RBS in Kabwe. We haven't heard from our Secretary General, Mr. Nyirenda, in quite some time, but I did see he was trying to get through to us. But you can get through to us through the text messages in the meantime. I will be returning to the phone calls in a bit. But like I said from the beginning of the show, people have been sending us quite a lot of messages, which we do appreciate. But you can come through 0979 958 392. This one says, Morning Dashi Sipilam Yambe, following here in Chalala, Lusaka. God be with us. Okay, interesting. There's another one. It says, Morning RBS, Kasama people have voted BMH. You know one thing I don't understand is UPND is saying are the best government since 1964 coming to Northern Province. Let them tell us one thing this government has done to Northern. I will be very happy. This is Derek in Kasama. Interesting stuff. Derek texts us all the way from Kasama, and that is what he is proposing to the government if they do visit them, or when they do visit them in the north. Zambians, wake up. The Mundubile team is full of bad-hearted people. This is Justin in Mbala. Thank you, Justin, for texting us this morning. I think Justin also called us this morning, if I'm not mistaken. But thank you so much. It is 0979 958 392. Let us know what is on your mind with regards to what we are talking about this morning. And, of course, we were looking at how the NCP president, Pastor Peter Chanda, has endorsed HH as his president. It was actually one of the things that has been making rounds on the front pages of the various newspapers this morning. This one says, no going back to Egypt. Mexen Banda from Chadiza District, Eastern Power. All right. Thanks so much for texting and getting involved in the conversation. Interesting calls that have also been coming. This one says, Morning, HH, Nipatali, Vena, Zambia. I'm Ngoza Mwale from Chipata. Thank you so much, Ngosa, for texting us this morning and just getting involved in the conversation. We do value your contributions. And where are you texting us from? Because we don't know if the winter is wintering in your area. Because waking up these days is quite difficult. A lot of people have been saying that recently. Now, this one says, enjoying the program. Charles Kabwe. Is it Charles? It should be Charles. I hope it's Charles, because then otherwise, interesting name. It's 0979 958 392. My name, in case you don't know who I am, is Ndashi Mataka. Remember, you can also get in touch via our Facebook page. There are quite a number of people who have been leaving contributions over there. I will take maybe one or two more calls before we do find out how the sports is looking like. But this one says, UPND is doing great, apart from being corrupt and nepotism. This is Sims of Insaluka. Corruption and nepotism. Okay, do you have any evidence to back that statement is the question. But otherwise, we're currently going through a majority of the text messages that have been coming through on the same number, which is 0979 958 392. There's still quite a lot more text messages that have been flooding. But remember, I said that you can also go to our Facebook page where you can also leave us a text message over there. I mean, a message or contribution. But for now, let's just get to hear one or two more calls before we continue. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Dash.
Good morning. I always love your energy in the morning.
Oh, this is Makalanga Elvis calling you from Luansha.
Mr. Elvis, how's Luansha?
Luansha is okay.
Please, go ahead.
Please. Dash, I don't know how old you were during the time of PF. Some of us who went through persecution, perseverance, we endured a lot, I'm telling you. And somebody who says the Munduliras to come back again, I even feel pity because they are coming back for vengeance, I'm telling you. Even in the minds, those of us who were supporting UPND were called the Reddies. And those who were supporting the PF were the cream. Even to the Chinese being called the best. And these people, I'm telling you, even if they Kasondes, those are just there for hatred. Please, Zambians, we should be united. Let us not go back for vengeance. Let us be united. If somebody has got a better vision to see the country, look at the country the way it is. Even here as we are, you can't even understand to say this is election time. Unlike when we had a by-election whereby the PF used to come 0-2, dishing money all over. This is not the case. There is a total civility. This is why the Zambia that we need, not the Zambia of yesterday, no. Please, Ndash and the rest of the good-meaning Zambians, let us refrain from these guys who just want to come and destroy what has been laid on a very good foundation. There is progress here. In rural areas, you can even find some mortuaries. What type of progress do people want? Please, enjoy. I'm enjoying the program.
Thank you so much. Mr. Mulonda, you back?
Sure. You excuse me, please.
It's okay.
Yes. I wanted to say, it's not that whether Mr. Munduvile or Mr. Makebi were mayor passengers or lorry boys, that they are now different people. No. As long as they were part and parcel of a bad governance, then they accepted that and they believe in that. In fact, the concept of collective agreement binds those people to whatever was happening, and they agreed. If there was violence, if there was corruption, if there was the economy was bad, they were part and parcel. If they didn't want, they could have left that system. So they believe in that system, which means even if they came back, to them it will be easy to accept violence from cadres, to accept land, whatever. And then some are saying there's no nepotism and the corruption. No, only that these vices were a carryover of what used to happen there. But to extinguish them completely, it's very difficult. Slowly, that corruption is being fought. That nepotism, we can see how the government, this government is now currently who is there, from which area we can see the nepotism is not there, it's being fought. So it's not that the current government has corruption or nepotism. No, it was there before and it is being fought now. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mulonda. Mr. Banda in Lundazi.
Good morning, one quarters.
Good morning. You can go ahead.
I would like just to advise the two previous callers. Politics of character assassination are no longer there. This is what we have been talking about. Okay, if they have seen that UPND has delivered, let them take the message to the people. The people on ground are waiting there. And let me tell you, Dashi, and let me tell those people, if you can carry out a sample on 5 people now, let them try, even where they are today. You find that their reaction is contrary to the, it's completely to the contrary. As if UPND government is not existing. Just to tell you the truth. It's something else. So, me, as I cautioned these scholars, right one, let us tell the head of state, if they really want, let me repeat, if they really want His Excellency Hakainde to win an election in August, let them tell the president what is the response on ground. The right thing. Not in bootlicking, just, I'm telling you the ground is rotten. Things are not good. And that's you breathe my words after the 10th August. If this continues, the president has to find a strategy on how to convince those people on the ground. Things are not good. I'm saying the truth. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We do have another caller. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. What's your name, sir?
Kunda, calling you from Lusaka.
Mr. Kunda, please go ahead.
Yeah. Ndashi, I think maybe people are not understanding between nepotism and the corruption. It is there in white and black. We are seeing corruption which is happening in the UPND. We are seeing the nepotism which is happening in the UPND. And if they feel UPND is very strong on the ground, why should they talk about the opposition? Say, because the Mundubiles are a product of the PF, so they are also rotten because of what was happening in the PF. If the UPND are clean and they are doing good politics, why are they picking on people from the PF and giving them adoption? People like Robert Chabinga, Sande Chanda, Kalurushi, member of parliament. Why are they picking on the bad eggs and put them in their group if they are not rotten also? So what they are doing, the UPND, if they are popular, let them meet their friends on the ballot. Let them not talk about the people. The PF did this. Let's not go back to the Pangas. What they are doing, we can see. They are also misbehaving like their cadres. Look at how they were beating Darin Kombo, the other councillor in Kazungula. Do you call that there are no cadres there? There are cadres there also. So now, if you are a good government or if you have delivered for the people, speak of what you have done. Don't talk about your friends to say they don't have manifesto. Well, we would like to inform them that those people they are calling, they have got no manifesto, are the people that we are going to go with. And mind you, Ndashi, when you have a silent moment like this, people are not showing as if they are activities, meaning people have moved on. People are now they are living in fear because they can't speak. They can't move freely. They can't campaign freely. So they will opt to keep quiet and shock you on the general election. So promise me, my sister, 2026, 13 August, UPND, Kuyabebere. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We do have another caller. Time is moving. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, good morning, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Mr. Simfukwe from Stranger's House.
Please reduce the volume. I can hear myself in the background.
Okay. Good morning, Ndashi.
Yes, you can go ahead, sir.
I think I already told you my name, eh?
Yes, yes.
Citizen Simfukwe from Stranger's House.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So let me contribute. Let's just see. I'm appealing to Zambian people. I mean, Zambia. Twilava yo. Oko twafuma. Twilava yo. Erundu vaindira tingwena ningwena itaichinja yo. We can't trust our opposition party in yaisakwe yo. That means we're going back. Oko twafuma. Lekeni atwalirire. Apwishe. Maybe in the second term, maybe in 2031, yes, it's when we can assess this politician. Zambia will be in a bitterness. And it's true, they don't have a manifesto. Let them tell the Zambian people what they're going to do. Not so, every fire. If we've seen things on the ground. Not yaboyo. I agree. Na statement you Valanda yati takwete manifesto. They don't have manifesto. Ya nyimbo. No. I argue all Zambian people are to work for HH. Otherwise, Tukarira. I'm telling you.
vakote agenda imba abantu avo shavarumbura machina. I submit. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning, sir. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm Mr. Banda from Sinda.
Mr. Banda from Sinda.
Sinda district, yeah.
Oh, there's another Mr. Banda there. Okay, interesting.
Bonset by my first name.
Oh, okay. Please go.
I'm very happy with what is happening on this particular situation. In fact, I'm saying on the TV. I for one, I'm for Tonse Alliance, and I'm happy that they have come back together. Whatever they were, whatever the differences that they had, they resolved. That is the perfect. We are pushing forward. We want things to be in order. Zambia is for us. We want a peaceful Zambia and peaceful Zambia. Hello?
I can get you.
Yes. So we want everything to be in order.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's all.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Banda.
Okay.
All right. One more call and then we move to sports. Hello, good morning.
Hello.
Hello, sir. What is your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello.
I can get you. Just reduce the volume on your TV.
Yes. I'm calling from Wapra province.
And your name?
Kapota James.
Mr. James.
Mwansavomwe district.
Okay, you can go ahead.
Icho ndefa okulanda koni kuti aba bonse bakola bakiralanda nokulanda ati lekenyi kye kyatwalirire abambi bakala tuma n'amapanga. Now abo bene balelanda ati bakala tuma n'amapanga tabalemo n'abalerwa bene na bene nisha baletere poefyongo muno muzambia ni banani ngatulelanda ati ni ba PF baletere amapanga. Every time turemo na bagali nkombo ko balechitana nkani kuma adoption bene na bene balechana nisha baleleta influence sana muni banani ba opposition na mona koko bemanike abantu balechana na ero tu ukungwera waba ababana nkanyabo bachanda bama confusion ero tatu abalande posanga because berebeka tabiri n'abantu ero kai kuni n'abamo bakora bacharando kwe bati mundubiye tatu amwishiba tayishibikwa kabiyeni pa grassroots kunondera ndani kumwansa bombo kwa province kabiyeni kuchiyenge mwarasanga candidate kwa mundubire kabiyeni kwa kaputa mwarasanga candidate wa kwa mundubire nomba nishi nikuita murefu ara mundubire yake shibikwa mundubire yari shibikwa all over the country ngamwati mwita muloreshe ichipani cha nancha kwa cha FDD bachipashire ubushikubumo buleisa mukucha bachinjera mpi ila mpika muri mwene yashibikwa wenshi kushinga te ushikupyenera mpi yashibikwa badi wasenye ati yo mundubire taba popular mure nicho turefu ayo kuchitanichi mwebe na Zambia ukuteko nga twachinja ni continuity nala nipera ko first example nga mwalisa ko kuno kurwa province mwa chifu mwataka zembe ama pavers kale ya shere mu PF ba UPND bati twalaisa controller ngalero tamurefuira abantu nomba continuity ili pesa panya fo cho tusalira obuteko kufaya ati tukonkanyepo ibyashiri abanabo tabakonkanyapo baye ya sokotoro tuntutumbi eto bambo kulachita. Do you think ebuteko obulefu ayiko bwakwe bati byashiri abanabo takuri kwikatapo icho tulefu ya buteko bwakwe bati nangu ba UPND bafumapo abanabo ati bashirire pesa na tubombe shanye pamo lero kumyeba viva mundubire viva tulifyena nkwe konsefe kurwa pula noko kwine ku bedroom yaba echeche nako kwine ko iri ekwali mundubire ko ishinalire mfrika. I thank you.
Thank you so much. We are approaching the 9 minutes of the show, so before I do say my goodbyes, I did mention that we are moving on to the sporting segment where some interesting team news has been brought upon us, and that's with regards to the Copper Queens who are going to be playing in the Four Nations tournament. Now, the Copper Queens coach Noah Hopler has actually unveiled a 29-member squad, and this is a provisional squad. This is for the Four Nations FIFA window tournament, which is scheduled between now as well as the 9th of June, and it's going to be at the Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. Of course, if you are in Ndola on the Copper Belt, then you are going to see the Copper Queens, gracing the pitch, as well as the other fantastic teams that are going to take to the fold. So the tournament features the host nation with Zambia, alongside Kenya, as well as Zimbabwe and Lesotho, and these are crucial preparations ahead of the upcoming Women's Africa Cup of Nations, which of course is the WAFCON. So if you have seen the provisional list, you might find in the goalkeeping department there is Catherine Musonda, who is of Red Arrows. There's Chishala Mfunte of Green Buffaloes. You have Hazel Nali of Zesco Ndola Girls. Remember, she had been out for quite some time, and when she did return, she was welcomed back with open arms. There's also Eunice Sakala, who's on standby, but she might be added into the squad. There's Margaret Belemu of Red Arrows as well as Martha Tembo, Lushoma Mwemba, Pauline Zulu, Esther Siamfuko, as well as Judith Soko of Zesco Ndola Girls. Majority of the ladies in the squad are actually of Zesco Ndola Girls. There's also Vast Piri, as well as Memory Intala, Margaret Gondwe, as well as Blessing Maluba, and this of course is what is making up the defense. And then the midfielders, you'll find Grace Chanda of Orlando Pride, that's in the United States of America, Priska Chilufya of Angel City FC in the United States of America. There's Irene Lungu as well from Sichuan, which is a team in China. There's Avril Chitundu, who's from Zesco Ndola Girls as well, Mary Wilombe, as well as Susan Banda, Everin Susan Katongo, Natasha Nangwenya, as well as Misozi Zulu, Ochumba Lubanji, who's of Red Arrows as well. And then in the forward department, you'll find Barbara Banda of Orlando Pride, which is of course in the United States, Rachel Kunananji of Bay FC in the United States, as well as Rachel Nachula of Green Buffaloes. You also have Kabange Mupopo rather, of Green Buffaloes, and of Henan WFC rather, which is in China. There's also Mercy Chipasula, Regina Chanda, Maweta Chilenga, Penelope Mulubwa, and of course Enelis Piri of Zesco Ndola Girls. So this is going to be kicking off on the 6th of June. You're going to find all the matches being played, and of course this is at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium, which is in Ndola. So if you do find yourself on the Copper Belt and you want to watch some lovely football, then the Four Nations tournament is definitely something that you can catch up on this weekend. Otherwise, I have to say my goodbyes. It has been a fantastic one, and it has been quite interesting getting to know what is on your mind with regards to the coalitions, as well as the endorsements, which continue to be happening 71 days before we hit to the polls on August 13th, 2026. Does it feel like it is campaign period? Does it feel like it's election period? And we do thank God that the campaigns have been peaceful and that not many people have been involved in any ruffles or tuffles. But my name has been Dashi Mataka. This has been the Wednesday edition of the Royal Breakfast Show. Catch me again tomorrow, this time with Mike as well as Mr. Kozi, as we bring you the latest updates, whether it's in the news or the newspapers or even the exchange rates. Have yourself a fantastic day. Bye-bye.